For the November 2013 Crochet Along in my Crochet Along group, the members voted to do the Tunisian Entrelac Afghan, a free Lion Brand pattern available in the link in the comments of this video. Due to the complexity of the design, there are 3 videos. Please check the comments below this video on YouTube for links to those videos, as well as a link for the free pattern. I also have left-handed versions of the videos, which you'll also find on my YouTube channel and in the comments. Okay, now we're going to continue on with our project, and we're going to be working row 2. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is identify the very first block, and if you've set it down, it may be very difficult to identify. So, this is the end, where the strands are, where you began and where you ended, where you cut off. This is the end. So we know that this is the first block that we did. Now, according to the project, we're going to slip stitch to join at the beginning here of the row. Now that's way over here. That's not up here. See where there's the first recess here? That's going to be over here. And it's going to be the first loop right there, and the pattern indicates that you work under 2 bars for addition of your next block. So let me grab my hook, and I'm going to just slip stitch onto this. At that position, that's row 1. And see, we're going to begin making a block here, right up here. Okay, now let's start off. Let me find my yarn. Okay, there we go. First thing you do is you chain 6. Now don't be confused about this positioning. Don't even worry about the rest of the blocks, because it will all sort itself out once you've established your pattern. Right now it's just sort of floppy and flimsy, and so you just make sure that it's on the right side. Now see, this is the side with the vertical bars, and it's bumpier on the back. That's the wrong side. This is the right side. This is the side you need. Now I've chained 6 and skipped the first chain. Insert your hook and pull up loops. That's 2. Remember, 7 loops is the goal. 3, 4, 5, 6 in the last chain, and then into the same spot, that row 1. And that's 7. Now yarn over, pull through 2, and do that all the way across. 2. We'll do that 6 times until there's 1 loop remaining on your hook. Alright, now we're going to begin row 2. Now this is the same way you were doing before. Into the vertical bars. We've got 4, 5, 6, and then into the next row. Pull through 2 and 2. And again, 2, 2, 2, and with 1 loop. Now again, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then into the next. Again, this is like linked stitches. It's more like linked stitches, which is a subcategory to Tunisian crochet, I'd say. It's Tunisian crochet worked in a join as you go method. Pull through 2, and again. And again, you can count your rows to make sure that you're on the right row. We've now completed 3 rows, 1, 2, 3. And we'll start on row 4. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull through 2, and again, fighting with yarn. Pull through 2, all the way to the end. That's row 4. And now we're on row 5. We're almost finished with the block. And again, it's 5, 6, and then down on the bottom for 7. Now pull through 2, all the way across. Now we've done 5 rows for the block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last thing to do, according to the pattern, it's row 6, and it's just a bind off. Slip stitch across. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I need to figure out where to slip stitch. It says to slip stitch in each vertical bar, slip stitch in first slip stitch of last row of same block. I don't think that I'm going to slip stitch into the one of the same block. I think I'm going to slip stitch into this one of the next block. I think that's where I messed up. It says same block, but I think that it's supposed to be the next block. Now again, I'm going to take my magic marker and I'm going to place it in the first slip stitch. Now again, here's where I changed it, and if I'm incorrect, I'm going to be doing it again. But I have slip stitched into the next block, not into the same block. So let's see if it works. Pull up a loop, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, now pull through 2, and again, all the way across, pull through 2. Now if you notice, that row was worked directly into the slip stitches of this block down here. If you made your slip stitches too tightly, it would be difficult to get your stitches in there, and that's where that comes into play when I told you before to make sure you slip stitch loosely. So pull up a loop across, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1 to grow on down here. You see how that's like linked stitches, very, very much like linked stitches, a subsection of Tunisian crochet. And then 1 remaining. Now we're on row 3, pull up loops, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7th is down here. Pull through 2, and again. Now the next row, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 to grow on. Pull through 2, all the way across, 1 loop remaining. Now let's check what row we're on. See, it's very easy to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've got 1 more to go. 2 loops, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Pull through 2, and again, till you have 1 loop remaining. And that is our 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to slip stitch across. And now that you know the importance of the loose slip stitch, make sure you do that loosely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we're going to slip stitch right into the slip stitch, the first slip stitch of the next block. Okay, now we've completed 2 blocks. Now if you've chained 34, what you're going to do here, and for each additional repeat, you're just going to pull up loops now in this recess here. And if you've done 34 chains, as I've done, you'll come back and join me shortly to finish the last block. Remember, the first block was a little different, so the last block is also going to be a little different. But you go ahead and continue on with the repeats here at this point, because I'm just going to be repeating that, and then we'll do the last block. Now we have finished the blocks. The first block way over here on the end with the stitch marker on it, the block here in the recess, the next block in the recess, and then however many you have remaining. Now I'm going to do the last square. I'm going to pull up loops until I have 7. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you'll see here I'm at the end, and that could be because I shifted it all by 1 stitch, because I wanted to ensure that my blocks ended where I wanted them to end, and I need 1 more stitch. So I'm just going to insert my hook into, and this one will be tight, I know. into this last bar here. Just make sure that you have 7. I may have messed up over there, but I think that the blocks are where they're supposed to be, and I may have messed up by shifting it over one, but it didn't end properly if I didn't shift it over one. So I just went ahead and just picked up an extra loop there because I need it. I have to have 7. Now for this closing, you're not going to yarn over and pull through 2 because you're not joining it to an extra one, and that's the difference here. You're just going to do rows of regular Tunisian crochet, and to do that you do this chain 1 at the beginning, yarn over and pull through 1. You don't start it off with a yarn over and pull through 2. You start it off with a yarn over and pull through 1, pull through 2. And now what we're doing is linked stitches worked as for foundation crochet. Now that should blow your mind, because that's actually what we're doing. We're doing that chain 1 down at the bottom just like you do with foundation stitches, which is also a subset of Tunisian crochet. Pull up a loop. This is how they are all related. Everything just fits nicely together. 4, 5, 6, and 7. And also with Tunisian crochet, I like to go under 2 bars just for stability there. Pull up a loop, chain 1, pull through 2, and again. And I do want to say that perhaps you should have slip stitched into that first block. It said same block, and it just didn't work out for me that way, and it just could be because I didn't read it properly, but it said to slip stitch into that first block, and that's just not, it didn't work out for me. So that's why I had to pull up a loop on that extra last one. I'm sure that's why I had to do that. I don't know. This is my first time doing Entrelac, but you guys are the one who chose it, so you forced me to do it. Chain 1, now yarn over, pull through 2, and 2, and 2 again, all the way across. And it is pretty fun, easy to learn, so I'm kind of glad that you guys made me do it. 1, 2, 3, pull up a loop, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now go under the 2 bars for the last one, and then chain 1, and 2, and 2, all the way across. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the 5th row, almost there. 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last one. 7, chain 1, pull through 2, and again, all the way across. And now we're going to slip stitch bind off, just like before. 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the last one, just like before, and then you will cut off, and you have now finished the row 2 of the blocks. And that was easy. See how that goes?